hope that I get this on before I start melting it. Now let me just tell you, this cake needs to be chilled before you transport it, because the weight of this, and if that cake is too soft, you know, transporting in the car can move. So make sure it's chilled really well. Bummer thing about me not getting this chocolate up right away is it made little holes here in the black fondant, which I'm going to have to repair. So without doing the whole, having to redo the whole thing, I'll just take some small pieces and place it on top. Kind of take a brush that has water on it now and wet that and kind of blend that in. And then, so I don't have just two parts that are shiny, I'm going to go ahead and wet that whole area in there. And there we go. Okay, get this stuff out of the way. All right, now I have a fun tray of things over here. These are some chocolate pieces and some fondant things here. I have garden candy molds, which I use. This one right here has some flower pots and a couple have flowers in them. If I wanted this to be one solid, then I could just do two of these and then put them together. So obviously two of the same flower, put them together like this, and that can certainly be done. I would just put one stick and then do these two pieces separate and attach them to the back. Then I've done some pieces in gray because I want to make some of these things silver, so I'm going to dust them. Then I've got some other things here that I made these flowers with. This is a mold right here to make flowers. This one right here. These made all these tiny little ones there. You can get a lot of these molds. This blue one, this comes from First Impressions, and I love their molds. Their molds are awesome, always good. And the other ones you can get either at Sunflower Sugar Art. This one is actually out of England. And this is Sunflower Sugar Art here. So here's like little tiny orchids, roses, rosebuds. And then this little flower here is this blossom flower. And I'm going to show you how to make those too in a second. This is actually a cutter that goes with that. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make some of these. So these are super easy. All you do is take some fondant. Most of the time I just use white fondant and then I color them with dusting powders. And I just push it in there like so. If it sticks to your fingers, you can just touch the little sack of cornstarch. And then I pop these in the freezer just for a few minutes, and then you actually flex the mold to pop them out. This one I can probably get it out, but if you put it in the freezer, they'll be perfect when you pull them out, and then you just let them come back to room temperature before you dust them. See, that one's a little squished, whereas here's one from this mold right here. Okay, I can still use this though because all flowers are different. Nature isn't perfect. This one too, this is the First Impressions. It's actually a whole rose border mold, but I like to just use it for individual roses. This one's easier to just pop them out without putting them in the freezer. So there's another little rose there. So that's how those work. Also with these small ones, the orchids, you put those in the freezer too. And then there's this one, which actually makes these little blossom flowers here. And on this one, you need to roll out the fondant. Okay, and then it comes with the cutter, so you cut it. Place it in the mold, and then place this on top, and push down like so. Whoops, and it looks like it's a little sticky, so I need a little bit of cornstarch. I pressed too hard. Unbelievable. It happens. So, a little bit of cornstarch there. Let me put a little bit on top. Cut it again, and then this time I won't press so hard. Pop that on. And they usually have the little line. This little line here matches up with this little line over there. push down, not quite as hard. Then I have the little blossom flower, and I'll usually put these on some plastic. This is the larger one. And let them set up, and that's what I've done here, so that these are set up. And there's a couple different sizes, the large one and the small one there. So that's how that works.